Hello and welcome to Arcade Cuties, our smooth jazz episode. Today we'll be taking a very soft and light approach to recording a podcast. My name is Justan.
My name is Talon.
My name is Cody.
And this
I can't do smooth jazz, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's smooth enough.
This will be an auditory experience for our audience. We're each going to do something that is very pleasing to the ears. So,
yes.
Cody, I think at some point you can just kind of tap on the mic with your fingernails. People like that.
I'm a lesbian. I don't have fingernails.
Yeah?
I'm not even kidding.
Yes, perfect. Amazing.
Talon, at some point in the recording,
Yes.
if you would like to reenact a scene where you are giving someone a haircut, I think that
Oh my goodness, yes.
that'd be-
I have some hair cutting scissors that I can whoop out and click for y'all on this lovely podcast today.
Amazing.
Everybody is already tuned out.
Oh yeah, we've lost all of our
You know what?
listeners.
I
Oh, God.
have a perfect way to get them get them tuned. Ready? Arcade Cuties. Listing comfort games. Number 1. Animal Crossing.
Is this looking like TikTok lady?
No.
Watch Mojo.
This is Watch Mojo.
Let's watch.
Number 15. Burger King foot lettuce. I think this is a perfect intro. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
I can work with it. Hello, hi. Welcome to a very cozy episode of Arcade Cuties. We already said our names. Yes, hello. We're here.
And queer.
We're here and queer. Nyreen could not join us today, unfortunately. But we're going to bring you a real nice episode. Today we're talking about our comfort games. So these are games that are our favorite, that we like. I don't know, for me personally, it's stuff that, I constantly go back to and replay, like that sort of vibe. I don't know about y'all, but so far, 2022 has not been very nice.
Mm-hmm.
No.
2022 is literally just 2020.0. 0.2? It's 0.2.
0.3.
0.3.
Look, I'm gay. I don't know math.
I don't know. I don't even think 0.3 would be correct.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
makes
know.
no sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, 2022 is shit.
Yeah. Either way, it's dumb and I hate it.
We tried to record this episode the other day, and it was like the universe was conspiring against
Yes.
us. There were people outside my window, like chopping down a tree with a wood chipper. Like it was all
Nyreen
kinds
was
of bad.
dying. I was also dying, but in a different way.
I don't even remember where I was physically or spiritually, but it didn't work
Cody
out.
was dying spiritually and physically.
Absolutely.
So now we're here. So everybody, kick your feet up, get a snack and a beverage, and we'll get started.
Get a nice blankie.
Yeah, nice blankie.
Yeah.
It's actually really cold here, so I've got like a nice little fire going in my fireplace,
Ooh.
bringing in the
Fancy.
crackling.
It's that crackling energy. Can you put your mic near the crackle space? So I'd like to hear.
For our ASMR episode.
Let me move my microphone approximately 10 feet back to the fireplace.
Move your whole PC.
I'm sure that if you move your mic, nothing will happen to our audio. It won't be disrupted at any point, I'm sure.
No, definitely not. So, yeah. Should we get into our topic?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No, that's the end of the episode. Thank you
See
so
you guys
much
next
for listening.
time.
We just
Goodbye.
wanted to complain for a sec.
Be fast, eat ass.
Arcade Cuties. But
It's so
yeah.
good. I guess first things first. What do y'all consider a comfort game? What criteria does a game have to meet in order to be a comfort game for you?
I know a lot of people would like classify comfort as in like chill. That's not always true. I think like a comfort game should be something that you can kind of like always return to. You said it before. It's just like something that you go to because you enjoy some aspect of it. It doesn't like Doom could be somebody's comfort game. And we all know Doom, it's not chill. It, like Animal Crossing is like the like cozy game, cozy little, you know, I love Animal Crossing, but that might not be somebody's chill game, comfort game. I don't know, just something you return to that you can always rely on to get you in a good mood, regardless of what it is.
What about you, Cody?
No, yeah, I definitely agree, especially with like not only the fact that comfort games can be, I mean, it's different, you know, it's your mileage may vary type of thing. Because for somebody, it could be like Doom or, you know, I mean, The Last of Us, you know, that's, I find, you know, that game incredibly depressing to play, but it is people's comfort games. And like, but I even more agree with that. It's not necessarily the games that you'd think, like, you know, like Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, all of those, because those games actually like make me anxious and I don't last very long playing like relaxing games. Not a single one of those games would be like a comfort game to me. So it's definitely different per person.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because we all talked about in the last episode how important like story was to us and like the emotional beats that characters go through, that sort of thing. Is that something that you look for in a comfort game, or do you aim more for like, you know, just mechanical like rhythm at that point, you know, like no think, head empty, just playing a game to play a game?
It depends, honestly. Depends on the mood. If I'm like in a mood where like everything has been hectic for me and I just want to like kind of zone out, then I'll play something like Animal Crossing, right? Versus if everything has been kind of slow for me and I feel like I'm in a little funk, then I'll play something that kind of like stimulates my brain in a different way. Like I love mystery games. So like a puzzle solving type thing, right? Where I have to like activate a part of my brain. That's also comforting in a different way. So I think it just, it depends on the mood.
Okay, that makes sense. So I guess we can go around and just like mention a game and we can kind of get into it, like why you like that game, what makes it comforting for you, and you know, we can have a discussion afterwards if it prompts it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So who wants to go first?
You.
Okay. I feel like I have to start with my most buck wild one because I mentioned it in our chat and y'all were like, I don't know about that.
I love it.
One of my comfort games for sure is Resident Evil 4.
Why?
There's just something about it. When I first played it, I think I was in high school, and you know, I definitely went through the game experiencing those horror beats and stuff. But over time, like, the game gets less scary, you get better and faster at it. And it's just like, I really enjoy all the characters and how cheesy and ridiculous it is. Like, there's just something so nice about rescuing a dog and then, you know, an hour later it's helping you fight a monster. Or like watching Ashley in a full suit of armor, like, accidentally get hit with a bunch of machine gun ammo and it just like bouncing back and forth. It does reach a certain point. I think usually I will play through it up until like the last third, maybe, because then it starts to get very action heavy and a little like military-esque, and I'm not super into that. But yeah, like the first 2/3 of Resident Evil 4 just feels so good, and it's like a game that I constantly play on stream as well. I'm excited for the remake. I don't know if it'll have that same appeal or if I'll have to like work my way up to it again.
Yeah, it'll be nice to just have an excuse to play it again, though, I bet.
Yeah, right?
I don't need an excuse.
Fair enough.
You know,
but now you have one.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like part of the reason it's a comfort game for you is not just the nostalgia, I guess, but you're talking about like remembering really that first time playing it? Like, is it kind of grounding in that way for you to play it again?
It is very nice to kind of look back in retrospect and see how far along I have come with that game. And just like, you know, with my consumption of media in general, I don't know, you pick up like different tricks that the programmers or the artists use through the game that you might not have noticed like forever ago. And especially with Resident Evil 4, because they keep having so many ports of it. Like I got to play over like the holiday, I got to play the new VR version, and like there was a little bit of wiggle room with getting used to that experience. But like once I had found my swing, it was just like, oh, okay, this is a game I have played 500 times before. It's also like super interesting to watch. Like this is a spin-off a little bit, but speed runs, lgbtqia and stuff. I don't know if y'all are into those, but
I love watching speedruns. That's a comfort game for me, is watching other people speedrun games.
Yeah.
I mean, I really love the horror block of GDQ and the stuff they do there, but just like having any speedrun in the background is just really relaxing to me, because it's just like I don't have to think about it, and I can, you know, either learn something cool or just like watch people get very hype because they're extremely good at a thing.
Yeah.
What would be, like you said Resident Evil 4.
Mm-hmm.
What is another, do you have any other games that you kind of find yourself going back to?
Another one would probably be like the Jak and Daxter series. Jak and Daxter.
That's definitely a different game.
Yes. I don't know. I realized like not too long ago that like third person shooters are kind of like the main thing that I play, and Jak and Daxter falls into that a little bit, especially with like the sequels. But yeah, that's another one where like depending on the port that you're playing on, like it can be mechanically frustrating. But for that one, I enjoy the story and the characters. And it's nice revisiting those. And Jak and Daxter was like the first game that I ever like 100% completed. So there's a lot of like nostalgia for the first game specifically. And then 2 was, I think, my first, like we got Jak 2 with the PlayStation 2. So it was the first experience with that generation of consoles.
I have a second question, is a bit of a flip to it though, is what is a game that is the opposite of a comfort game for you? Like what game can you not play and that gives you just kind of the anxiety jitters?
I mean, it's like, it kind of depends, because, you know, we all stream, right? And so from that perspective, I have found games that like I just can't play on stream because I either get too frustrated or like feel like I'm disappointing people.
I feel you.
I tried a couple times to get into like Bloodborne, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. The Souls-ish type games, I cannot.
If anyone says Souls or Born while talking about any game, I just will not play it.
I zone out a little bit.
I don't go to video games to be bad at stuff.
Right.
I just want to hang out.
Initially, I felt kind of the same way about the newest Metroid game, Metroid Dread. I tried playing it on stream, and I got to like the first boss and just kept dying and getting like super frustrated. But then like as soon as I stopped playing it off stream and taking my time with it, even if I got stuck on a boss for like, you know, 30 to 45 minutes, I could set it down and come back to it later with like a clear mind and progress the way I wanted to.
Totally.
I know people get like a sense of satisfaction out of fighting difficult bosses, but sometimes I just get more frustrated than anything.
Cody, do you want to go next?
Like thinking about it, I was having a lot of trouble actually, like thinking of comfort games, and I think I'm just not really the type of person who replays games a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I usually like, I'll play a game and be obsessed with it and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna definitely like keep playing this and keep playing it, and then like the second I like beat the story, because I mostly just play games that are, you know, I like RPGs and stuff. I'm all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm not interested anymore. So I feel like I have like, you know, like games and franchises that I love. Like I play Fire Emblem games a lot. I think it's kind of like a comfort franchise for me, but I don't even really replay them, you know? Like there's just a lot of them and I've played most of them and like they make me happy, but the most I've played one is I played Three Houses twice because I streamed it once. Right. And I never even did like all the routes in the game. I just kind of played my favorite one twice. So, but I realized I really, I think I went through a strong period of Borderlands 2 being my comfort game.
Oh, okay.
And I think if I pick, I haven't played it in months, but if I pick it up again, I think it would kind of feel the same way. I got obsessed with that game deeply last year. Like, I couldn't stop playing it.
Did you get into like mostly the solo stuff, or did you do co-op with people?
I did lots of co-op. I think I walked like 5 different friends through like the opening mission. I like played the beginning of the game a million times just to like get people to play it with me. And when it went on sale, I just like gift it to my friends on Steam and be like, we can do the story mode multiplayer. Like, it's like
That's
wouldn't
really
stop.
sweet.
Yeah, so that was nice. Good way to socialize during the pandemic too. Just like force my friends to play Borderlands with me.
I guess I have a question, because you had talked about like playing games while you were commuting like to school or to work or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get situational comfort from games, like while you're on the move, or like if it's a rainy day, or just like, you want to hang out with friends, like that type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my comfort game, I guess, is like games. Like, I just play games when I don't feel great, and it makes me feel better a lot of the time. And like when I'm commuting,
games genre,
it makes the genre of video games is my favorite. When I'm commuting, it definitely makes my commute faster because it's usually like 40 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
So I feel like it mostly really depends on like what game I'm into at that moment. Like, I got obsessed with Immortals Phoenix Rising like this past bit, and I just like dumped 60 hours into it in like 9 days, and then like, so that was all I was doing to feel nice all the time, and then I beat it and stopped playing it.
I was gonna say, since you said that you're not really the type of person to replay games, then I have like a little bit of a follow-up question.
Yeah.
What is a game soundtrack that puts you in a comforting mood?
Oh, okay,
If any.
yeah. Oh, so many. I love video game music.
I didn't even consider that. That's a
Yeah.
good question.
I think some of my favorites, I think one that's special to me in like a kind of specific way, like kind of out of nowhere, is the Xenoblade Chronicles soundtrack, the first one. It's really, really beautiful music, and I listened to it a lot in college, like as kind of focus music, so it makes me kind of feel in the zone.
Gotta have your focus playlist.
Exactly. But Chrono Trigger's soundtrack, I think, might be my number one. It's like my favorite game of all time, and the music is immaculate, and I have a lot of nostalgia for it because I played it hardcore in high school, getting like every ending and stuff. And the music's very calming and nice and like classic because it was originally an SNES game. Great question, though.
Yeah. Well, then I'll also direct that question to you, Justin. Do you have like a favorite, like a go-to OST from a game that just puts you in like a good mood?
It's kind of funny. Like when I am playing a video game, weirdly, like music just I can't process it because like there is so much going on that I will completely like miss compositions unless it is like a cue. So oftentimes I'll have to go search up an album like after the fact and listen to it and be like, oh my god, this is incredible. Like who was it? I was playing Mario Kart with a friend, and the music in that is really good, but it's just like I can't. I'm so swept up in like trying not to get last fucking place and just like survive that I don't pick up on any of the musical notes that are happening. And then also, just because I play by nature of playing like a lot of horror games, that it doesn't lend itself to relaxing very much. Except for like the save music for Resident Evils, but I can't just like I can't be typing and then just hear like the from like like being chased by Mr. X.
Yeah.
Or like the little piano sting from Breath of the Wild when the Guardians wake up.
Well, that's so funny because I just like one of my favorite games ever is it's like I think it's pretty known now, but it's definitely a cult game. Is 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. It's like the Zero Escape.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, play them. Best games ever. I've been obsessed with them literally for over a decade. But that's like a psychological horror visual novel puzzle game, and the music is like awesome and dissonant and horrible, and it's like so visceral the way a song will make you think of like that one bad ending that you got and it started playing. And
that's how you know you've got
despite
a good
that, my friends and I listened to it like obsessively in high school. So it's like both horrible to listen to and very nice to listen to at the same time.
Yeah.
And I definitely have it on my phone. But it's like that's a horror game, stressful soundtrack that somehow became almost a comfort thing just through like association.
I do have like, I guess the main thing as far as like music and video games, I get drawn to like indie chiptune stuff. Like I have Spectre Knight on vinyl. I ordered the soundtrack to Celeste, which should be coming in like very soon, that I'm so stoked about.
Awesome.
And then like the Anamanaguchi stuff and Scott Pilgrim, like...
Oh, I was so into Anamanaguchi.
So fucking good. That is the stuff that sticks with me usually. Staying in that same like indie vein, but not necessarily like chiptune. Gree has an absolutely beautiful soundtrack.
Wait, that's how you say the name of that game?
I think so.
Gree, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
it's not Gris.
Holy shit.
It's French, right?
I think so, yeah. I could be saying that
I'm
wrong.
Haitian. This is awkward.
Oops.
I haven't played it yet.
I won't tell anyone.
This is a secret. No one will know. Okay.
Yeah, no one will know. Okay.
But yeah, that one, I think that one, because like so much of the focus is drawn on just the visuals and like the quiet moments, that the soundtrack really stands out to me for that one. Tell us about your musical tastes in video games, Tally.
Well, just to like start with like comforting games, I'm kind of in the same like boat as Cody, where there aren't a lot of games that I will frequently go to, like I'll play again. However, there are genres that I always seek out. Like I love a good mystery game. I love a good whodunit. That's like my shit. That I eat that all. I eat that up every time. Recently, however, there was this game that I finished called Tangle Tower. And
that's a great game.
It's so good. Visually, it's so great. The visuals, the characters, the music, it's all very good. The storyline's very good. Highly recommend it. It's on Switch. It's a comfort game, not necessarily one that like has a lot of replay value. I highly recommend it if you want something comforting and just like a good time. I think I kind of played it off and on, so I don't know how long it would take somebody to sit all the way through it, but it's just really good. I highly recommend. I play The Sims in like bursts. Mm-hmm. Like I'll play like a lot for like a few months and then I won't play it at all.
That's my fiance's comfort game.
like I'll play like nonstop for like 3 or 4 months and then I'll stop and then a year or two will go by. Blood skin, and I guess technically that would be kind of a comfort game.
I was gonna say, does it hit that same like sweet spot as Animal Crossing for you?
No.
Okay.
They're similar in ways to where like you can build the thing, Mm-hmm. I think and I want to bring this up to y'all too, because as non-binary folk, The Sims have actually started to implement or at least create things that allow people to select their own pronouns.
Finally.
Which is like a big thing. It's very exciting, and I'm like very happy that that's finally being added. I do plan on playing a little bit more whenever they release that feature, which is great. Thinking about other things that like kind of always get me suckered in is because I have to make a distinction of, yes, did you like the game? Yes, but is it a comfort game? You know, like if just because I like the game, is that like considered a comfort game? Because there's one that I thought of, but I don't know if it's necessarily a comfort game, called Oxenfree.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've been meaning
Oxenfree is
to
great,
play
but
that.
I love that game. Like, eat that shit up. But I don't know if it's a comfort game, right?
Right.
And you mentioned Animal Crossing, and I love Animal Crossing. New Horizons is actually my first Animal Crossing game. And it's also I do kind of treat it the same way as I do The Sims, is I'll play a lot for like months, and then I'll take a break. Then I'll come back and I'll do it for like months, and I'll take a break. I don't have as long of a break in between playtime as I do with Sims, because there's like a lot of times I'll be playing with friends. Like I have one of my best friends has played every Animal Crossing game that has ever existed. And I can always like go to her for like any kind of like questions or things like that. Like we'll play together, like we'll visit each other's island. I think comfort games are also like, what is a game that you can play with somebody? That's also kind of like a category. Not necessarily play with somebody, but like experience together, whether that be literally playing together or talking about the game with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, and Animal Crossing is that game. Because I remember when the pandemic hit, right? And it was like March when Animal Crossing came out. And I remember everybody and their fucking mothers was playing Animal Crossing. And it was a wild time because you had so many people that were just playing Animal Crossing. And there was a lot of like comfort in that. There was a lot of comfort in that, where you could just like go to people's islands and just hit each other with their nets. And it was
beautiful.
Yeah. I think comfort games are just an amalgamation of, do you have a good time? Do you remember good things about you playing the game? What was the experience around the time you were playing that game, right? So I was literally racking my brain, just like, comfort game.
No, I think you bring up a really good point, especially like with Animal Crossing, because New Horizons was also the first one that I, got super into. I had New Leaf on my DS, but like I got it when I was working weird shifts, and so like anytime I hopped on to play, is like my villagers were already asleep, and so there wasn't like a ton to actually do. And time skipping like actually makes me feel guilty, like even in New Horizons. But like, yeah, there was such a like cultural moment at the beginning of quarantine and stuff when that game came out, that I think even people who wouldn't necessarily play those games or like game in general, like you said, like hopped onto it.
Yeah, actually, I was people. Like it wasn't a game that I really, thought I'd vibe with. And then my friend, the person who like played every fucking new game, she was like, I think you should play it. And I'm like, it looks a little weird. It's like, bitch, you play The Sims. I'm like, excuse me. But lo and behold, here we are.
I was like so quickly like blown away by how creative people could be on it too.
Oh my god! It's like, are we playing the same game?
Like within a month, I had a friend who was participating on Twitch in like an Animal Crossing drag show. So like on somebody's island, they set up a stage, and like people would like walk around and change outfits. It was so cute. And like I never in a million years would have thought about doing something like that. But like people have had wedding receptions and
that makes me like sad happy though.
I will cry. Like
that makes me sad happy, one, because it's a wedding and we're in a pandemic, and like sometimes people are like, this is as good as we're gonna get because we can't be in the the same physical space. So I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Funnily enough, a recent comfort game that is kind of also a surprising comfort game for me that I just thought of that actually falls in with everything that I said about what I believe a comfort game is Dead by Daylight.
Yes.
And it's weird for me specifically that I call that a comfort game because I usually don't play quote unquote horror games. Like I usually like watching people play horror games. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Dead by Daylight's not scary. Like, shut up. Like, I remember when I first played it, I didn't know what I was doing. And I don't think I was having as much fun because I was frustrated with myself because I wasn't doing well, but it wasn't because I was shit at the game. It was more like, I don't know what I'm doing. Right. Mm-hmm. Like it's different when like, I just suck at a game. Right. But I felt like mechanically, I just wasn't like, maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace or whatever. I don't think I was having as much fun. Right. Mm-hmm. And I would see people do all these cool things. Like I remember playing with you, Justin and Irene, and I was like, okay, y'all are having a lot of fun. Like, I want to have fun too. And like, I think I was having fun being around y'all, but the game was just not doing it for me. And it took a moment where my friend Alicia, I was playing Killer and I was playing Spirit, and I was really having a really shitty time because like I kept fucking up. I kept like losing. I kept like, everybody kept getting away and like surviving. I'm like, fuck, this looks like so much fun. Oh, and so she's like, I remember we were like having just like a chill time, and I was playing Killer, and I was like sharing my screen or whatever, and this is kind of embarrassing. And she's like, Talon, you know those red scratch marks on the ground? I'm like, no. And she's like,
Even I know that, and I don't play the game.
She's like, you should follow those red scratch marks. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, I see. And like, it took her like going through the game, and like after I got, this is so embarrassing. Once I learned how to play the game, I had more fun. And it wasn't until I played this game a lot, like since then, but it wasn't until very recently that I learned that there is a tutorial. I mean, I knew how to play the game before, like at that point, but I'm like, oh, free blood points, whatever. I'll take the tutorial. I'm like, oh shit, there were still some things I didn't know. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm so glad I never like streamed.
That's why they call you No Tutorial Talon.
Exactly. First try.
Live on the edge.
Hell yeah. But all that to say is Dead by Daylight has become like one of my favorite games, especially to play with friends. I find it comforting. But at the same time, anxiety inducing, but like a fun anxiety. You know what I mean? However, 100%. I have a friend who I was like, hey, you should, DVD is like free right now. You should get it. We'll play. Da 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 da. She did not have a good time. Well, she had a good time playing with me, she said. She was not a DVD type person, she said. We didn't make it past the story.
Oh no.
So that's just a testament of any game can be a comfort game.
Yeah, no, I had a very similar experience to you in that like I really enjoyed playing with friends. I do like the occasional Survivor game by myself or whatever.
Yeah.
Very recently, it is pretty much the only thing that I play now in my free time, which is absolutely wild. Especially like I've been playing killer matches, which I don't do because I'm generally awful at first-person games. But now, I've got my little ghost face, and I'm creeping around the corner. And like, ghosty. What are you doing? And like, I'm getting games where I murder 4 people, and I'm getting
so
joy
satisfying.
out of it.
FBI agents, this is a joke. We're talking about a game.
It's video games.
It's a video game. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you.
It's very comforting until I get like, a couple of stinky matches and then I get very salty.
Yeah, and it's just like, maybe it's time to log off.
Yes.
Yeah, it slowly grew on me. I'll definitely say that. Definitely grew on me. And I got to the point where I'll even do solo queues, like as a survivor, and I'll be like, yeah, all right. Like, this is fine. I think it took playing killer and like learning how to play killer for me to enjoy playing survivor, if that makes sense. Like,
okay,
it made me a better survivor.
Like you find out what annoys you as a killer, and you're like, I can use this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's a great game. One of the reasons why I know I like this game, despite actually enjoying the game, is like I'll just look up random streamers who are playing it. I'm like, oh hey, I want to see your perspective on it. Like I want to. Oh, you're playing this killer. Oh, cool. Let's see. Like, and I never do that. I never do that. Like, I love finding like Black creators as well. Like or just, Black and Indigenous people of color. I like watching them because it's such a very like white dominated just streamer market in general. So I like finding those Black DVD creators. I was like, yes, we got it. There we are. Yeah. And I don't know. It's just nice.
Have you seen Milady Confetti's cosplays from DVD?
No, but if you like, send them my way. Send them my way.
Yes, I will send them because they're incredible.
Shout out. Hell yeah. It's great. But yeah, I think like games are just, it depends. It all depends. What's comforting to some might not be to the others. And I think there's like a saying like, what is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly, or whatever. Like, just different perspectives.
That's metal.
It is metal. It's like,
I've never heard
that.
I've never heard that in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite sayings, actually.
I can see why.
It's great. It's like I don't know.
What's normal for the spider is chaos for Peter Parker.
Oh wait, I got you. What's normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. Oh my god. That's the Arcade Cuties. That's the tagline. Arcade Cuties. What's normal for this?
It's so fucking weird.
It's keeping in line with our threatening people.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to Arcade Cuties. We've been waiting for you. I'm so sorry.
No, you can.
We're trying to keep people here, not scare them.
No, it's fantastic. Cody, do you have any games that, kind of in that, like...
Yes.
Yes, immediately.
Well, yeah, it's kind of that, and also kind of like, I don't know, like, I was like thinking all day about like, oh, what are like my comfort games, and I like wasn't really thinking of things, and then you talking about DVD made me realize one of mine, which I've definitely known as one, but it's definitely not DVD. I cannot. I've never. No,
Fair.
not for me.
Fair and valid.
What's your slow burn romance game?
Oh my god, that's perfect.
Enemies to lovers comfort game.
Can that be the title?
That's pretty good.
Perfect, amazing.
For me, it's like definitely like one of my main comfort games. It like, especially in college, but like honestly continuing past then. And it's a game that I was shit at for a bit, and then got good at just through playing it.
The normal way, the normie way.
Left 4 Dead, the first Left 4 Dead specifically, not 2. I fucking love that game. It was one of the first like FPSs I really played. My friend introduced me to it in high school, and we'd like play on like the Xbox 360 together, split screen. And I was terrible, and I'd just, like, get lost, and a horde would come on us, and I'd die because, like, I was not used to first-person games at all, and I didn't like games that were kind of scary, and, like, I never played a shooter, really. Like, I've mostly played RPGs and, like, JRPGs. So, at first, I was like, fuck this game. But then I just kept playing it, like, with him and with another friend because it's just such a good couch co-op game. And then in college, like, I had this one friend, Victor, and I had I had a TV in college. I bought myself as a Christmas present freshman year, and I had my, like, 360 and my PS4 and my Wii U. And whenever he, like, or, like, one of us had a bad day or was really stressed about, like, an essay or a test or something like that, he'd just, like, come to my dorm and, like, turn on my 360, and we'd, like, kill zombies for 1 to 2 hours to, like, de-stress. And it was just always, like, such a nice way to hang out with him, and a really good way to de-stress is, like, killing zombies. So
why are all your stories so cute?
Right?
So wholesome.
Shucks. Yeah, I fucking love that game. We had our maneuvers, like, every level, like, when there was a fork, I'd go right and he'd go left, and we'd meet up, and, like, we had all the maps memorized.
All right, we're gonna do the topsy-turvy maneuver.
Like, literally us in my, like, 5x5 foot dorm room.
It's cute.
Execute the slippery dippery.
Oh, we should have called something that.
There's still time. Get at it with Back for Blood.
I'll Facebook message him. Yeah, I love Back for Blood.
I have tried to play Left 4 Dead. They give me so much anxiety. Zombie games in general have, like, they just give me. I like watching people play them is the thing, but I personally cannot.
I think what like, because I don't play horror games. I don't play survival horror games. They freak me out too much. I like to watch people play them.
Yeah,
but, like, once in high school, my friend brought over one of the Silent Hill games because she wanted to, like, laugh at me while I tried to play it, which was fair. And I was so flipped out and, like, throwing the controller at her, like, before, like, a good, like, 15 minutes before, like, anything actually happened. Like, there were no monsters yet. It was just, like, walking around, and it was, like, a little foggy, basically. I was like, all right, never again. This isn't happening.
That was me playing Phasmophobia.
Yo, I can't play that.
I can't do it.
I love it so much.
It's so again, another game that I like watching people play, but I can't. I can't do it.
How will I ever make it as a queer streamer who doesn't play Animal Crossing, Phasmo, or DBT? What do I do?
Oh no! Oh my god, it's wild.
Do y'all want to hear about one of the times that having Resident Evil 4 as a comfort game backfired on me in a very 100%. Tragic way?
What?
Because, like, obviously I'd played it on stream before, like, a couple of times, right? And I think that's part of the enjoyment that you get from watching, like, people play horror games. It's just like, if they play them enough, then it's just like, oh, this is chill, whatever. Like, it can't be that scary because I'm not the one playing it. So my friend Jess got very into the lore of Resident Evil and was like, oh, what game should I try out? Mechanically, like, the new remakes of, like, 2 and 3 are probably, like, the most friendly. And she said, well, those aren't available on the Switch. And I said, oh, then you probably want to go with 4. Yeah. But 4 throws you in, does not give a tutorial, like, doesn't even tell you how to, like, aim your gun or anything before you encounter your first enemy within the first 5 minutes. And then you walk into a village and there's an extended, like, scene where you're chased by countless villagers and a dude with a chainsaw. And she, like, on stream had to, like, pause the game and, like do a little breathing exercise, and just like, oh no, I did this.
Oh no.
And she messaged me afterwards and was like, I had a lot of fun playing it, but never again.
Never again.
Once in a lifetime experience. Resident Evil 4.
Like, it was even like she paused it, called me on stream, had me on Discord for a little bit, and then I explained like step by step how to go through it. And then she's like, okay, cool. We hung up, she unpaused, and then immediately died. And I was like, okay, we're going to switch to Kingdom Hearts now.
Oh my god. Oh, Kingdom Hearts. You know what?
It's fun.
I wouldn't say it's like one that I keep going to, but like, actually, soundtrack wise, motherfucking Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. That,
Hi, folks. It's me, Justin. It's at this point in the podcast that Cody and Tally tried for several minutes to remember the name of the artist who came up with the theme song for Kingdom Hearts. It's Hikaru Utada. I had to cut this segment because it lasted entirely too long, but without it, the following goofs had no context, so here I am. Thank you.
Anyways,
no one needs to hear that.
No one needs to hear my
Hey, don't you think the music for Kingdom Hearts is pretty good?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hear.
I love Hikaru Utada.
You won't hear me say.
It's the most natural segue we've ever had.
Have y'all ever wanted Disney characters, but also anime in a game? Well,
I love it when Sephiroth comes down from that cloud, man. He just straight up fucks up Goofy real bad.
I really love me some Sephiroth. My favorite character in Kingdom Hearts is Goofy. When you walk away, you won't hear me say,
Please.
Hey, this is not comforting, maybe. Did y'all hear about that?
Did you hear about when Goofy died? Is that what you
Goofy fucking died.
Did y'all hear about it's time to get political? Did y'all hear about the Italian Senate meeting that was held over Zoom that got hacked and played Final Fantasy porn?
Boy, did I! Woo, I've seen many a meme. Many a safe for work meme and also not safe for work meme, okay?
That is the best thing that's happened to me this year. It's like hands down.
Yes, 100%. It's only January. It's chef's kiss. For the viewer who is not aware, don't look it up. Don't.
I just of course they have to come up with a statement that was like, oh, we were hacked.
Like, no, you weren't.
Your elected officials would not watch a prawn.
You 100%. Why specifically that one is the thing, right? Okay.
Anyways.
Anyway. When you walk away.
Kingdom Hearts is cool. I like Sora and all his friends.
Me too. They're so fun.
I love Kingdom Hearts. I enjoy the games. They are fun.
And scene.
Very natural, I know.
Beautiful.
And scene. Okay. Yeah, okay. Disney? You heard that right.
Oh, no.
Enjoy the games.
Okay, yeah. Don't sue us.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that is all I have. My brain has literally been emptied. I'm so sorry.
Is there anything that you are looking forward to this year, or you expect to put a ton of time into?
I feel like Cody's brain just
What, me?
Record scratch.
Either or. I don't know. The new Pokemon game comes out in 2 days, and I feel like that's gonna be my life for a little bit. I'm so
excited. I know game reviews don't mean anything, but it got 8 to 10 across the board. I'm like,
nice.
I got it physical, and I got it delivered from GameStop. And package theft is a huge problem in my building, so I'm really worried because I don't know when I'm getting home on Friday. So hopefully it fits in the mailbox.
It should.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah, it should. Thinking, yeah. I'm like also thinking of games that are coming out this year.
Oh, I have a number one game I'm excited for, actually.
Yes, tell me.
Sea of Stars. It's coming out in like the fall or winter.
I feel like I've heard.
It's like I grew up on like 16-bit like Game Boy Advance like JRPGs, right? And it's basically like it feels like that exact essence, but like with the most beautiful pixel art graphics I've ever seen, and like really updated and dynamic like mechanics and like time-based reaction things in the battles, which like older games would have sometimes depending on which one. But like you guys and like anyone listening should just like look up the trailer for Sea of Stars. It's coming to Switch later this year, and I'm gonna like destroy that game. It looks so spectacular.
Yeah. I've also, you mentioning that, and this will probably have no like relevance to the actual game you mentioned, but I just remembered Final Fantasy XIV. One of my best comfort games, actually.
Oh yeah, I thought before we started, I thought you were gonna bring that up.
I don't know why I did it. You know, when I said brain rot, I meant that. I
Just
meant
TikTok
that shit.
sounds up there.
Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, no, for real, that and Encanto. So, really. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV. Fucking amazing. Phenomenal. Soundtrack-wise, eat that shit up. So yeah, Final Fantasy XIV, I think, is actually like the comfort game for me. So, oops.
I already know what my 2022 game of the year is going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be the physical version of Scott Pilgrim that I still haven't gotten, even though I ordered it last year, like in January.
What? Where is it?
They're waiting for like one more manufacturing piece before they send them out. But it's just like,
Lord.
I'm waiting for that email. Like, please.
Oh my god. I hope that for you. I'm also just really, what games are coming out? I watched the Game Awards too, and I saw some really good games that I am looking forward to playing. But I can't think of them.
Kirby?
Yes, Kirby.
New Breath of the Wild, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Oh shit, there was one game. Fuck, what is it called? It was a POC main character.
Oh, with the
It's
cool
an isekai,
arm thing.
Basically. Yeah, what the fuck is that called?
She has like an arm band thing that turns into a weapon and lets her do
isekai.
magic.
Literally, she gets like teleported out of New York into like a fantasy world.
I love a good isekai. It's an isekai that starts in New York. What?
Right? Yes, that's
How
what
have I
I'm
not
saying.
heard this? What is it?
That's what I'm saying. It's I don't remember the name of it. Now, I keep wanting to say Revenant, but it's not that. Like, I don't even think it starts with an R. I don't know. Oh, shit. I don't remember.
I'm looking it up.
It's a person of color. She gets isekai'd out of New York to a fantasy world. She's got cool magic-y shit. Like, it legitimately looks so cool. I'm really looking forward to that game. Can't remember the name of it though. Hold on. Let me do
I want to put it on my little list of games I want to put in my backlog.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
How do I even 22
describe
magic bracelet game?
Magic. I thought you were going to say magic bracelet game. I'm like, I mean, maybe.
I found it.
Forspoken. Yes. Oh my god. Beautiful. Thank you, Justin.
Wow,
bless your beautiful mind.
Cool.
It looks, I'm legitimately excited for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that one. I can't think of anything else. I'm so sorry. I probably will think of something after we finish recording those things.
You can just send it to me like
that's just the way.
Just send me a voice memo or something.
Yeah. Just imagine a little like Vocaroo or whatever. Y'all remember
Jesus.
So like, my
send me your clip tune and I'll figure out how to...
like, my favorite game that I am looking forward to. I don't know why that's my voice on like a clip.
It just distorts the audio, you know.
But that's what
it's the compression.
my favorite game, but that's coming out in 2022. Forspoken. I don't know. There was another one. I don't know if Oxenfree 2 is coming out this year, but
I think
like
it's supposed to.
That shit. I will be playing that. I'll probably stream that actually.
And we don't want to talk about the Steam Deck.
Oh my god!
February 20th.
That's not a comfort game. It's not a comfort game,
It's a comfort
though.
gaming system.
It will be. I will not be getting it first run. I will wait for them to like work out the kinks.
All right. If I could have gotten my hands on a pocket analog, then that would be included. But
oh my god, that thing's gonna be impossible to get for like forever.
Oh, their pre-orders are going all the
analog?
way till like 2023 at this point.
What is that?
It's a handheld device that plays Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and like
Pocket.
Neo Geo, or I can't, like all the handheld
Neo
games.
Geo.
It's so cool.
Oh, okay. I've heard of this. Yeah. That is
Great build quality too.
Oh shit! It looks like a Game Boy,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
sleeker. You know what? It actually kind of also reminds me of the SP, but
Yeah, a
like
little
folded
bit.
out. You know what I mean?
The best system ever. So
Yeah, exactly. As we've established, the Game Boy SP, best handheld.
so good.
All right. Yeah, this looks rad as hell, actually.
Yeah, it's impossible to get now.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
as much as people love handheld, like especially retro games. Oh yeah. This shit.
That's the other thing is like if I get that, I don't want to wade into those waters where I have to like negotiate to get like a copy of fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Kingdom for less than $40.
Oh my god. Oh my
Dude,
god.
video game
you
collecting.
know.
That's another topic for an episode.
This looks like a console for collectors, which is the sad part. Like I don't imagine like people who have like a cartridge that they kept onto would be buying this, right? And then thinking of the people who would be buying cartridges have to go through like the collectors who are like, I found this cartridge. It's been in my family for generations. You know what I mean? Like they're obviously not gonna sell that to you for like the original price. So it's like, ugh.
I have a copy of Pokemon Crystal. The clock's battery has died and you can't save, but it is $100.
I have
That's
a
a
copy
steal.
of the first Pokemon game ever created, and it is not working, and you cannot use it at all. It is fake, and it's bootleg, but I will sell it to you for $1,000. Like, okay.
It does have my name scrawled on the back. You can see Bryce.
Bryce, but it's
Fucking
spelled
Bryce.
wrong because I was 2 at the time.
Anyways,
Like, yeah. This shit looks rad.
yeah, it's neat. Maybe someday.
Yeah. Work out the kinks first, you know?
I think that's good.
Yeah.
This might be a little bit of a shorter episode, but we just wanted to bring the cozy vibes and
Yeah, and I think we've done just that.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I have a perfect way for us to like round it out if you want to try.
Oh yeah, go for it.
You know how we were doing a Watch Mojo bit earlier?
Uh-huh.
we could sign off, be like,
I'm not editing this out.
oh no. Okay.
This better be good.
we could do thank you for watching RK Cuties. My name is Talon. My name is Justin. My name is Cody. And
I mean, we don't even have to do it again. You sounded like all three of us. It was incredible.
Yeah, you did it.
RK Cuties. What is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Hey cuties, thanks for listening to our podcast. If you liked this episode of RK Cuties, be sure to let us know by leaving a review on iTunes, sharing the show with a friend, and leaving a suggestion for future episodes. Make sure to follow us on our social media to stay up to date with our content. We appreciate all of the love and support. Until next time, bye cuties!